mentorship with the young players. How have you seen that develop this season?
Well, he is, you know what I'm proud of is everybody that watched him in high school can't believe he defends and rebounds the way he is. The people that watched him a year ago coming out of gym can't believe he's the same guy. He's the first one in the gym and he's the last one to leave every day. Him and Bam are bumping heads as they leave last. He's also taking care of business, doing all the other stuff. And it doesn't mean that he hadn't, you know, in the past this is all new to all these guys. The structure that we have, the standard that we're held to as a program and individual players. And that's, you know, I want to go do sneaky this, that you can't here. You're here on a mission. So when I say that to you, he's way more mature. He's way more comfortable in how we're playing. He told somebody, Coach and I are getting along way better than last year. I fought you all last year. No kidding. Now I don't have to fight you. You're doing everything the way you need to be doing it as a player. The first half, and I told him at halftime, he didn't want to take the shots that were there and then try to do them off the bounce. He has been shooting great. I also told him, if you have a three and don't take it, I'm taking you out. Don't you run through a three to go try to get a layup. And then in the second half, he just played, you know, and he's tough. He guarded three guys at times. You know, you talked about the defense. If you watch it, a guy almost got beat, he helped, they threw it, this guy almost got beat, he helped. And then he went and guarded his man and blocked the shot. I'm like, holy cow. He has a will to win. And the good news for him, you know, as his career goes on, everything is becoming positionless. It just is. There's no now, you know, the guy that sets up, and it isn't. So you can be who he is and have great success. He just got to continue to improve that shooting, and all it is being more confident, because the shot is way improved from where it was.
Yeah, how would you evaluate where you guys are now guarding the three compared to where you were after the first exhibition?
We gotten better, but we're still, what happened is these guys took some pride defensively here. And some of it, like, you know, Michigan State, they run great stuff, and they ISO and do things that forced us to prepare beyond where we are. In other words, we're playing the elbows and blocks when he has it. And you know, that's how we played Bridges. So that when he drove, there was already somebody in his lap, which is why he turned it over. But we hadn't worked on it. We did it in one day. But that shows you how smart these guys are. Our pick and roll defense still stinks. Like, they were going right down the middle for layups. We got to go back and look at that and figure out what we have to do there. We still got out rebounded again. This is like, we get out rebounded every game. I don't understand. I thought Wenyon was great today. Wenyon was the high motor, hands-on balls, tipping balls, made his jumper. I think he missed a free throw, which drove me crazy. No, he didn't. He was 2 for 2 from the line. So he's won 3 steals, 2 assists, no turnovers. Wenyon Gabriel is a 6'10" wing, and he's just getting better and better.
John, you've often taken deep into a season to find what you really want your team to be offensively. What, you know, when you look at this,
We're still not there yet.
Well, what do you want?
I tell you what we found out, you understand at the end, the grind game we run, we know where we're putting people now. That's the first time we've done that. And that's what happens, and Mike, you're right. As we go through a season, these guys are so young, it's like fail fast, do stuff. Malik ran in front of me, and I said, pull it out, and he went on 3 and tried to shoot it, and I think he got fouled, and I killed him. That's losing basketball. De'Aaron Fox on a breakaway tries to dunk it. You're exhausted, your legs are burning, and you lay that ball in. So those kind of things we're learning, and also, how do we, like, Malik has it going. How are we going to get him shots, and where are we going to get them from? We're still not there yet. De'Aaron Fox the same. How are we going to get him? He is so fast. I told John Wall he's faster than John Wall. You know, like John Wall's, yeah, I said like.
Right there, Coach.
You kind of alluded to what you guys did with Bridges. I guess, what did you see with him tonight that made you, and I guess what you saw against Arizona that they did with him?
Yeah, I watched Arizona, and I also watched Saginaw Valley. I watched those 2 tapes. It was a quick turn, so we didn't have a whole lot of time to do much, but we did a couple things. knowing that if he got going, he would be a beast. He had 12 rebounds, guys. He just, the way we played, we just made it really difficult for him to just play basketball. And that's what, and Tom will use that and show them, and they'll come up with stuff. Tom, great coach and a good friend, and what he said to me after, you guys defended better than us this game, and that's where it was. It came down, because our offense, we shot 38%. Shot 38% and won by 18 or whatever it was.
John, what were your expectations for Malik coming into this game, knowing that Michigan State might tack it in? How did you scheme for him? Did you expect him to have the kind of game from deep that he did?
You know why I did? He had an unbelievable shoot-around today. I've done this 30 years. They had 2 other players on the team that had so-so shoot-arounds, and guess what? They had so-so games. And it was a great lesson, because getting him and De'Aaron to not be casual. They think they're getting ready for an AAU game. They're hungry. They need a hot dog right before the game. Can I get something to eat? What are you talking about? So these guys play casual. They practice casual, and that's what we got to teach them. You can't be. They got to have another habit. They got to create a habit of really getting after it. And Malik Monk had one of the best shoot-arounds that any of my players have had in the past few years. And I expected he would go in and play well. And I also expected the other guys, there were 2 of them, so-so, they played so-so.
Cal, how important was it for him after that first couple games for Malik to see some of those go down? And have you seen him enough to know when he has that start like he had tonight that it's going to be one of those nights again?
Well, the other thing is, guys, we have to still teach him when we throw it ahead quick. You're not driving baseline. You're not. And if you go baseline, you're going for one reason, to dunk the ball. You're not going to lay it, you're not going to pass it, you're going to dunk it. Or you go middle. And again, when he watched the tape, he didn't know it. We got to teach. We got to tell him, look, we got to help define how he's got to play. But I'll say this, what a great group of kids. Every day I walk in the gym, extreme talent. Young, but extreme talent. Good guys that want to be coached. If you walked in and watched us practice, you would say, man, he's on these guys. I'm not on them cussing, but the bar is raised. We hold them accountable. And you know what? They play. And they play for each other. Every one of these guys scored 30 a game in high school. And they're here playing in Madison Square Garden on national TV, and they share. We had 17 assists on 23 bank baskets. Think of that for a young freshman. And then you got Isaac, who's 18. He might as well be a freshman. And you have Isaiah. That's our team, freshman and those 2. Dom played a little bit, Derek played a little bit, 2 seniors, but it's all young guys.
Right there in the yellow.
Isaiah projected it as a one and done, saw himself as a one and done. How tough were the growing pains he felt last year, and how were you able to get him to buy in as a second-year player?
Well, the only thing that held him back was he shot 14% from the 3 and 48 from the line. That's a hard deal, man. and he said, I was a shooter. I said, you're a shooter, you're just not a maker. And so, again, you see him come back, and he's still a great defender, which he never did in high school. I mean, I watched him. I was like, oh my gosh, I hope this kid will accept defending. And you see him rebounding. You see his leadership. You see his toughness. And all you have to do, you don't have to make all the shots. You just can't miss them all. And free throws, he's a 70% free throw shooter, 75. I think what he did was right for he and his family. I'm not ready for this. I need to do this, and he's on the path we want him on, and I'm proud of him. You know, that's what this is about. Not every kid we have leaves after a year. I mean, you just know about them all, the ones but their kids leave after 2 years, 3 years. They're on their own timetable. I've had some kids leave early that shouldn't have. I tried to talk to them, but I would never try to convince them. I just said, are you sure? They left, and it was a tough deal. But it's their life, it's not my life. And their life is more important than our program. So if they chose to leave, my job was to help them get drafted in the best position I could and say whatever I had to say. That's why a lot of teams aren't calling me anymore.
John, I think
How disappointing was it for Bam tonight and him trying to just stay in the game and stay on the floor?
He's fine. He made free throws. He dunked balls. He defended 5 positions. He rebounded like crazy. You know, he's fine. He had 5 turnovers, but 3 of them were charges. Might have been 4 charges. So of our 14 turnovers in a game that played that fast. 3 or 4 of them were his. And again, I'm proud of that these kids are playing that fast, that aggressive, and we end the game with 10, 11 turnovers, which is crazy for the third game against a team like Michigan State.
All right, last two, here and here, right there, go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
John, what significance is it that the freshmen played well on this stage this night against a quality opponent?
It's the same freshman that played against Canisius, and we were down with 3 minutes to go in the half. We've got a long way to go. This shows us what we're capable of. Now we have to build from this and have to convince them of that. That if we become a great defensive team, we blocked shots today. We had 8 block shots. This is the first team I've coached in a while that I don't feel comfortable that we're blocking shots. Part of it was probably me not crowding the lane a little bit, not working on rotations and all those things. They're afraid to go block. Someone may not pick up their man. But, you know, this is one that the hard work they know now is worth it. Now it's like, let's step on the gas. Let's go another level. Let's go. See, the great thing with us, you walk in the gym, you don't come with us thinking, I want to be the only guy. I want to shoot 30 balls a game. I want to be the center of attention. I want to, you don't come, you go other places. You don't come here. So now we walk in the gym, we have 10 really good players. And every day they're practicing, they're trying to kill each other in a good way. I'm trying to get time. I'm trying to prove that I'm way better. I mean, the rebounding and everything we're doing, that's how our players get better individually. And then you have good kids that are unselfish, so they play together. They're not, somebody, like one of the kids had his head hung today who didn't play well, and I said, you don't do that. You be happy for Malik. You be happy, don't worry about you, because you're gonna have a big game and you're gonna want people to be happy for you. I have to teach everything. At the shoot-around today I was teaching them how you do a shoot-around. What? I mean, it's just, I enjoy it, I'm telling you. I love coaching talented kids. The youngness of them doesn't bother me because they let me coach them. But this team is far from where we need to be, I know that.
All right, here's your last question.
Go ahead, little guy, what you got?
Every season you have outstanding recruits. How does Malik Monk stack up against other freshmen that you've had?
How do you
And
think? What do you think?
Seems pretty good.
Okay. You think he's better than John Wall?
Maybe.
Yeah, tell John Wall that. You think he's better than Anthony Davis?
No.
You think he's better than Michael Kidd-Gilchrist?
Yes.
Ooh. What about Boogie?
No.
No, okay.
Yeah.
How about Eric Bledsoe?
Probably, yeah.
Wow. Jamal Murray?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So, how does...
Yeah, answer the question.
How does Malik Monk stack up against other freshmen?
What do you think? He's, you know what? He is one of the most athletic kids that I've coached. He's a little antsy right now. His mind moves really fast. When his feet move fast, his mind moves fast. So I gotta slow down his mind and let him see the game a little different. And that's all I'm talking about to him. But athletically, jumping, speed, all those things, woo. He can defend, he's tough, he's got a curious mind, he's got a quick mind, he reacts to stuff quick. There's things that I can't teach. And now it's like, okay, you know, I've had to tell he and Isaiah Briscoe and De'Aaron Fox, you're taking most of the shots. Don't you take a bad shot. You're taking most of the shots, so don't you ever take a bad shot. Those shots go to the other players on the team. So he's got to learn that. He took 2 bad shots, but let me say this, son, that's better than 20 bad shots, because there have been some of those too now. Thanks.
Thank you.